Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have you ever seen a coconut? It looked quite hard from outside. It has quite a few layers. Maybe you need a hammer to break it. But once you break it, there is a really soft coconut in it with a lot of water, or not water, but the liquid in it, which is quite tasty to drink. That is like human being nature. When we talk about anger, normally we consider anger as a behavior, and we think about the different approaches dealing with anger, including CBT. So if you are Urdu or a Hindi speaker, you might have come across my initial videos, which is about, one of them were about anger, and it was more based on CBT strategies. We also talk about, as a therapist, sometimes we deal anger as a psychosexual educational behavior. So we give the education to clients, explain to them fight and flight mode and all of it. We talk about also solution focused method, but today I'm going to talk about much more therapeutic version, which hopefully will bring a more holistic um, result and insight about your behavior. Obviously anger is a behavior, but think about again as a coconut. So there is a coconut and the external layers look like very hard one, not to be easily cracked, and that's who we are. So we, over the time, we create this facade around, this aura around, that I'm a strong one, I nobody can touch me, nobody can dare come nearby me. And then in the internal version is quite a vulnerable me, who is quite scared or frightened from outside world. So whenever somebody actually try to approach that inner self, or try to see, or ended up looking at that vulnerable person, I become really angry. The anger is my way of protecting myself, if that makes sense. So let's talk about the fears. What kind of fears it could be? It could be a fear of losing my control. It could be fear of not being loved, not being recognized by the people from outside. It could be a fear of loneliness. So I could be having this fear that I could be very lonely, and eventually, maybe in the future, and that if the fear is about the future, it could be that I feel lonely right now, and then I create this really angry. Have you ever come across these people who are quite snappy in the shopping center, and you will be saying, what's wrong with you, are you okay? And actually they are quite vulnerable people, they are quite lonely people, and they have that kept that facade not to let the people come and see their life, their private life. So look at, reach, first of all, accepting, well, how to deal with it, accepting that I'm angry because I'm frightened. And what is my fear? My fear could be anything. My fear could be that people should not see my vulnerability, people should not see what's going on in my life. So acceptance of that is the key to minimize the anger, because then you actually pick up the raw feeling of anger. So anger is quite top feeling of any um, uh, any projection outside, any reaction to the situation. So for example, you say something to me which trigger my vulnerability, and I become angry towards you. So what I'm doing is I'm snapping at you, but what I'm feeling is maybe feeling hurt about it, and because I can't tell you that how hurt I am, instead I'm being angry. So first of all, to accept that, that I am, what my raw feeling is, and then to deal with that raw feeling, that why and how I am right, um, went in that feeling, and what the statement of the other person which caused me. So it is no other person who has to be blamed, it's my baggage. So how to decluster that baggage, yeah. And I think I have made another video about the stress bucket and that kind of thing. So we need, then we go through that, and we need to let it go of those, that big baggage. But just From today, whenever you get angry, just take a moment and look back and think about what happened. What are the nerves which has been pricked at this moment? What are the feelings which really cause that level of anger? Yeah. And by looking it, hopefully you will find out the resolution of your anger. Look after yourself, keep smiling, take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.